Honestly, this has probably got to be one of the most wholesome isekais I've ever watched. That time I got reincarnated as a slime is a surprisingly fun watch in every sense of the word. Like, it's so relaxing to digest and consume, and that's not something I normally get when I watch isekais. Like, isekais generally have a habit of either being really entertaining and nice and good, or just garbage, being really fucking trash. And this is coming from a guy who really likes isekais. I know, as weird as that may sound, I am one of the major fan bases for this genre. So I really enjoy seeing like good stuff come out of it. And this show honestly is just such a surprise to me because I wasn't expecting it to be anything that special. In fact, I actively avoided it because I really didn't know what to make of it. It was this weird thing about like, oh, I got reincarnated as a slime. It so brazenly wears the whole conceit of isekai on its shoulder. Like, yeah, we're going to another world, but this time I'm a fucking slime. It made me kind of skeptical, but I was shocked and surprised by just the positive reception this show was receiving, so I just decided, hey, why not go and see it? And quite frankly, I was impressed. I watched 11 episodes as of today that I'm recording this. So like the same day I'm recording this, I also watched like 11 episodes straight. And it's rare that a show hooks me like this. Like, I'm not gonna say like it's the best show I've ever seen, but it certainly has a way of just sinking its claws into you and not letting go. One of the most positive things I could say about this show is how creative it is. It does a lot of interesting things with the whole idea of being summoned into a world and the whole plight of somebody being transferred in. Hell, some of this stuff I could even say is kind of deconstructive. Like the whole idea of a hero or a human being summoned into a world, but instead of, you know, having their own autonomy and their own will in going about what they want to do in saving the world or serving whatever purpose they were summoned for, they're basically a slave to whoever summoned them, which kind of makes sense. Like, if you're gonna summon something to do a job, it would only make sense that you would put in precautions so that you can actually get the thing to do what you want it to do. So I'm glad they did stuff with that. There's the whole idea of, you know, slimes being actually fucking uber strong when you think about it. And like, if a slime was intelligent, like the amount of crazy shit that a slime could do was just a fascinating concept and idea to explore within a show. Perhaps one of the most compelling ideas I got from watching this series was the whole idea of life is fucking strange. Like, you never know what's going to happen to you and where you're gonna end up. One of the characters in the story, Shizu, her whole origin story was one of the most interestingly compelling aspects of the early half of the story, being that she was a girl from World War II era Japan who was summoned in to the fantasy world and basically enslaved and forced to fight on the behest of a demon lord for decades, right? And it's the whole idea, if we normally think of, you know, getting transported to another world as being this happy thing that, you know, everybody would just love to be able to do, but also kind of overlooking the dangers that come along with it. That was one of the reasons why I really enjoyed ReZero, is that it kind of highlighted that as well, that there's a lot of fucking dangerous shit kind of rolling about in that whole concept and in that premise, and that not everybody would be able to handle that. In this setting, having that appear here, even though the show is so wholesome, kind of makes it feel complete in a way, because, you know, life is not just, you know, happiness or, you know, being sad or whatever. There's a variety of feelings and emotions and all kinds of different things to experience, so it's nice to have that mix in. But yeah, the whole freewheeling attitude of, you know, just trying to build up this small village while gathering friends and followers and doing nice things for people, I just find that really awesome in a way. I've heard other people say, like a friend of mine said, that this show basically has no conflict, even though it is enjoyable. And in a sense, he has a point. Like, most of the bad shit that happens is very much easily resolved by Rimuru, the main character, due to his creative use of his abilities and just being overpowered as fuck. He's able to just deal with all these different circumstances with limited difficulty, but I also think that's okay, because the point of the show isn't necessarily like the problems that come along the way, if that makes sense. I feel like it's much more about eliciting a type of feeling or emotion, and for that reason it makes it worth watching, because that is the point of art in general, is just to make you feel something and to make you want to keep experiencing that art. And that feeling is just pure happiness and a warm feeling inside, and also just excitement in general. Anyway, that's basically all I had to say. I just had to get this off my chest because I'm feeling inspired at the moment, and I just needed to get this shit out. So if you listen to this, thanks for listening. You're great. Maybe hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, do all that shit, and I'll see you next time.